Hello, my name is Maria Toka, and this is an update on my Passive Income for Designers challenge that I set myself 2 months ago. And the time frame that I have given myself was exactly 2 months. It's time to reveal the result, whether I achieved my goal or not. I've filmed 2 videos in between where I reported my progress on the way, so you can watch them. I will leave the links for them in the description. Now let's get to the actual result. For those of you who didn't follow my journey, I will quickly explain what that challenge means. I was trying to take my online shops on Etsy and Creative Market more seriously, to be more active on them, to release products, do some marketing, and to do various things that could help me increase my sales. And the initial goal was to achieve $2,000 a month by the end of this challenge from both of these platforms. And I haven't started it from scratch. I was having these shops already for a while, especially on Creative Market, but my income there has significantly dropped over the last few months, which is what incentivized me to try this challenge and to concentrate solely on these shops to bring it back to how it was before. And on Etsy, I didn't really make any money before that. Like, you can see the stats from the beginning and it would say $0 a month. And on Creative Market, I started from $800 and something a month, and I was trying to increase it. So the first thing is that I'd like to say that I treated it as a side hustle. It's not the main part of my design business, because there are a lot of other aspects of it, or of what I do. I didn't do some actions, whether that's producing a product or any sort of marketing stuff. I didn't do it every day. I just did it wherever I felt like I have time. So obviously it wasn't as effective as it could be. So don't judge my result as an example as what you can achieve. You can achieve much more than me. That's like a quick disclaimer. So what I did in this challenge, I released 2 new products and I posted them on both platforms. And also I released 3 more products on Etsy that I already had on Creative Market. So it's only for one platform. So I didn't produce them from scratch. I already had them. Redistributed it from one platform to another. Next thing, I was doing Pinterest marketing. I was just creating 8 pins a day, 4 pins which lead to my Creative Market shop and 4 pins that lead to Etsy shop. I ran flash sales on Etsy about 4 or 5 times. I don't remember exactly. I've never tried that before. I included these discount cards for people who bought my products on Etsy, but only for 4 products out of 19 that I have. There is still a lot to do. I only just started it. I tried to run Etsy ads, and that was an interesting experience that taught me whether it works or not, and what is the right way to do it. Another important thing that I've done is that I optimized my SEO on Etsy. I researched the right keywords, which I have to include in my titles of the product, descriptions, and tags. And because I did that, my views have increased a lot. It was a massive jump, I would say. So that's something that I can definitely recommend to everyone, and you don't need to pay for this. Even though I paid for this, I used a paid tool that has helped me to find these keywords. So that's briefly what I've done. And now let's take a look at the stats, and as usual I will compare it with the stats of my previous video, which was about 2 weeks ago, and with the beginning of the challenge. So these are my stats for Creative Market. As you can see, total earnings $1,056, and it's not much of a difference compared to what it was 2 weeks ago. It was $1,036, and the views have slightly increased, and I just released 1 new product. It's just taking a bit of time for it to take off, and also there is no guarantee that just 1 product is going to change the whole picture. Yeah, and if we compare it with my initial number, which was 891, that's a bit of a progress, I would say. A little bit under $200 the overall increase. The amount of views has increased a lot also. The next thing we're gonna look at is Etsy. Yeah, the total views have increased a lot, as I would say for 2 weeks that's a really good result. Now it's 1,212 and just 2 weeks ago it was 960, which is great. Not that many more orders. It's only like 4 more orders, and considering that I'm running ads, I wouldn't say it's like a huge improvement, but it's still improvement. Yeah, if we open the stats section, here you can compare the number of visits, 644, and it used to be 441, which is quite a lot again. Like, I'm impressed with the result. And let's take a look at the sources of traffic. Etsy brought 47% and I brought 53%. It used to be kind of the opposite, but it's not a big difference between like 47 and 53. So I would say roughly it's like half and half. And when we scroll down a bit, social media is 38, which is Pinterest, and it used to be 30, which is again a slight increase. Direct and other traffic 146, and almost the same. It used to be 2 weeks ago 140. Etsy ads now, when I optimized it, it's 155, and it used to be just 42. I'm paying less money. I'm advertising only 5 products, but I've increased the number of visits 3 times more, which is why what I'm saying, that it's important to use it in a smart way. And as for the left column, Etsy brought 46% of visit. Etsy marketing SEO 22, and it used to be 42. For some reason, yeah, it has decreased. I'm not entirely sure why. Etsy search, it used to be 53, now it's 57. It's more or less the same. And Etsy apps and other pages 226, and it used to be 134. But all of these 3 categories, I would say, they are all has to do with SEO. So I think it's a consistent result on that end, because I haven't really changed anything regarding SEO. And if we compare Etsy stats with how it used to be in the beginning of the challenge, like the total amount of views was 125, when now it's 1,212, which is awesome. And the number of visits in stats section was 87, when now it's 644. And yeah, the revenue now is £110. But if we calculate all the expenses, I took a look at finances, and it said to me that in a month my net profit was about like £20 or 25, something like that, because it took into account all the expenses that I had. But it's still a great progress, so I really want to continue doing the same things that I'm doing now, and to see what it's going to be like in 2 months, in 3 months, because I understand that it's slow progress, but if you wait enough time and keep on doing the same actions, I hope it's going to bring like really good results. And now I think it makes sense to calculate the overall result of this challenge, of how much I actually managed to increase my income, and some of the other stats, how it was and how it is now. And all these numbers are like approximate, because the numbers on my Etsy shop are in pounds, and on Creative Market in dollars. So I converted everything to dollars just to give you like a rough idea of the result of this challenge. So if we take Etsy, I increased the number of views from 125 to 1,012 views a month, which is significant improvement. Again, I probably already said that when I was showing you my stats, which is like more than 1,000 views higher than it was. I guess, yeah, that's the biggest achievement, I would say. And the number of sales went from 0 to 14, which is amazing. But we don't need to forget that some of these sales were made by my friends, precisely 4 sales, and some of them because I started running ads. And regarding Creative Market, I increased like roughly my monthly income from 891 to $1,056, which is like a little bit less than $200 increase. And the number of views from 4,940 to 7,438, which is like 1.5 times, something like that, or even more. So I'm pretty happy with that, considering that I only released 2 new products and that's it. I didn't do much of marketing, any other actions to promote my shop. So overall, if we calculate both shops, like how much approximately I'm making now from them, 2 months ago it was an $891 a month from both of these shops, and this number came only from Creative Market because Etsy used to bring me 0, and now this number will be $1,086, which is almost like $200 increase, and this is not $1,000 increase, which is what I was hoping for. So this is the initial goal, $2,000 a month, and this is the actual realistic result, $1,086 a month. Not quite there yet, but I'm still pretty happy with the result, that it's still an improvement, still a progress, and I'm just gonna continue doing it until I get to this number, and then I will set another goal. So as you can see, I didn't achieve my initial goal of $2,000 a month, but I learned a lot from this experience, and I still made some progress. I still increased my income, just not as much as I was hoping for initially, but I'm not surprised at all because, like I said, I treated it as a side hustle. I didn't dedicate enough time, but I still tried a lot of new stuff, especially on Etsy, and now I have an idea of what I have to do next to actually get to that point. So now I have a more clear vision what needs to be done. So I think that's a huge benefit from this challenge, and I'd like to share with you my biggest insights, what I learned. So first of all is that I needed to allocate more time for it. That's pretty obvious one. But also, I would say not necessarily the amount of time, but I had to be more consistent, and it's really important to build the concrete routine. You know exactly on which days manage your Creative Market shop, or on which day you are creating a product, which day doing something on Etsy. That will create some sort of regularity, which is apparently really, really important. And also, this is especially important for Etsy because Etsy as a platform really, really appreciates regularity, because it's much better when you upload one new product a day, for example, and you do this for a week. Let's say you uploaded 4 products. It's better to do it that way rather than to upload all 4 products on one day, because there is no consistency. You just did it once and then abandoned your shop. Etsy really doesn't like it. Maybe doing some smaller amount of effort, but to do it more consistently. It really rewards sellers for that. And to be fair, Creative Market appreciates that as well. Maybe it's not that evident, but it's still really beneficial for both platforms. The next thing that I learned is that I shouldn't ignore the product research. And Sales Samurai is a great tool for that, for Etsy, to find what's in demand right now. But it's not the ultimate way to do that, because it just helps you to check if your ideas were right or not, but it wouldn't give you some new ideas, if that makes sense. Or at least maybe I haven't found the right way to use it. So it's a great tool, but I would suggest doing much more extensive research. Just go on YouTube, spend a good 2 or 3 hours binge watching all the videos about it, and I'm pretty sure you will find the right way, because there are tons and tons of information, of videos about how to find the right product, how to check the supply and demand. It will be worth it, because how I came up with new product was in a little bit more selfish way, I would say. I just wanted to stick to my style. I thought, I like this product, people will probably like it, and that's more kind of intuitive approach, and it has its place, but it needs to go in combination with what is actually in demand. I would still recommend to follow trends and just to be aware what people need right now. The next thing what I learned from it is that I should analyze my expenses better. For example, Etsy ads. I just set Etsy ads and kind of forgot about it, but apparently there is a precise metric that says to you the ratio between how much you made from that product using this ad, how much you spent on the ad, and you need to constantly revisit your ads page and to analyze for which product it makes sense to continue running them and for which product you just spending more money than you're making, and it doesn't make sense. And I didn't do that before a couple of days ago, which means like loss of money. That's not really smart way. That's a good lesson to learn. And that also applies to any other paid tool. For example, like what I use, Sales Samurai. For the next couple of months, I'm not gonna produce any new products where I need research. I already have a few products planned, and after that I'm taking a little bit of a break. So it's okay to stop my subscription for a couple of months and not to pay extra costs that I don't need. So you just need to be aware of that. And it's really easy to forget about these small details and just to pay for something you don't need. When I need Sales Samurai next time, I will definitely resume my subscription because it's a great app. This is not me to say that not to buy anything, just don't buy anything, you don't need to spend any money, just spend them more wisely. The next thing what I learned is that it's important to set more realistic deadlines for new products, because if you watched my previous 3 videos, I've always overestimated how much I'm gonna create in the next period of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Like I've always thought that I'm gonna do more than I actually did. Afterwards, to look back at it and think of myself as if I'm like so lazy and incapable. Why does it take me so much and so long? Apparently, reveal you a secret maybe, but different products take different amount of time to create, and that's okay if you allocate just 5 days for one product and 3 weeks for another one. Just because it's bigger, it takes more time to create. It sounds really obvious, but I didn't do it initially. I remember I was even telling you in my previous videos, I'm gonna release one product a week, which meant like every product will be the same level of complexity and the same volume, which is not true. They are all different. But when I was planning stuff, I wasn't thinking about that. I thought product is a product. It doesn't matter what product that is. Like I will allocate one product another week to another product. This is not really a wise way to plan. You need to take into account what kind of product, and if you can't estimate how much time it'll take, just try to break it down to really small steps and to analyze, are you actually gonna finish it in 1 week or not? If you still can't tell, just start working on it, make at least a couple of first steps, and then you will probably get a better idea of how long it's gonna take for the whole product. That's an important lesson, just not to disappoint yourself at the end of it and not to think of yourself as you are completely inefficient, and that's really demotivating and really bad for your next progress. The next thing I learned is that I should constantly try new approaches, new methods, mostly in terms of marketing. For example, I haven't tried yet Facebook ads, Pinterest ads, a lot of other platforms that you can buy ads from. I haven't tried to connect my Creative Market shop to Dribbble, which is being suggested by the platform, so I don't know if that will make anything or not. So basically the idea is to try as many things as possible, no matter if they will work or not. Like the more stuff you try, the more actions you take, the quicker you will get to the result. That's for sure, because if you just stick with the same strategy, it's not really gonna work, because both platforms, they are evolving constantly, and what works today may not work tomorrow, and you need to constantly be active and learning new methods of promotion. That's what I learned. And you never know what's gonna skyrocket your growth. Maybe it's gonna be Facebook ads, who knows, because no one can guarantee you what will work and what won't. You can watch a bunch of videos, but it's important to actually take action and try everything yourself. Okay, the next thing is also a really important one, to pay more attention to provide better customer experience. Like to reply messages straight away. If customers have any issues, you need to reply as soon as possible because it really, really affects your reputation and your chances of getting a good review. And I must admit, I'm not the best at it. Sometimes it took me longer to reply, especially on Creative Market when they stopped sending me notifications. And even when I go to my shop, when I refresh the page, I don't see any sign, any notification that I have new messages. I just have to actually open the messages section, and only there I will see new messages. So unfortunately, I missed a couple of messages where people needed help, and I replied to them much later than I should have. And yeah, that's totally my fault. And I hope to avoid it in the future. And what else would include better customer experience is including these discount cards, or maybe like a little gift or freebie if you're selling digital products. I think that's just kind of nice things to add. And yeah, I should definitely improve that in the future. And the last insight is consistency. It's important just to keep doing what I'm already doing, even if it works very slowly. I need to just keep up with it and not to give up, basically. Yeah, it's important to implement new strategies, but at the same time, not to stop uploading new products, like to do some basic things, and not to be discouraged by fluctuations of views and sales. And a little bit about my future plans. I'm going to continue running both shops, obviously, but not within the framework of this challenge. I will probably take a little bit slower approach for the next couple of months because I'm going to focus on another really important project. I'm launching an online course where I'm going to teach for a shop. I'm going to do it in August, like second half of August, maybe the beginning of September, something along those lines. And then the course itself is going to take like a month, I would expect. So I'm just trying to realistically estimate my time. I'm not going to be so efficient to be able to do everything at the same time. But after that, maybe I will try to double down on my shops and to be twice as more efficient. I don't know. I will still post new products, just I wouldn't set any specific deadlines or specific financial goals for the next couple of months. I will just take it easy and slower approach, and this is a conscious choice. So yeah, I'm gonna still upload at least 2 new products I have in mind. I've already started working on them actually, so hopefully everything goes to plan and I will release them. I will continue doing Pinterest because that's probably the only thing that I managed to do very consistently, and I will just continue my routine with it. Also, I will try to dedicate time to optimize my SEO for Creative Market because it worked really well for Etsy, and I would like to do the same for Creative Market just to improve my search engine optimization, and maybe it will increase my views. Also, I'm gonna release like 3 or 4 additional products on Etsy, something that I already have, but I don't have it on Etsy. Something from Creative Market I will take. So it seems like a low effort thing, but you still need to find time for it. So that's what I'm gonna do over the course of the next 2 to 3 months. Hopefully I will find time. And also I'm gonna revisit Etsy ads analytics regularly, like on a weekly basis, just to make sure that I'm not paying for something that is not working for me. And also what I've realized that I need to take care of more fundamental things that has to do with branding, to update my banners of my shops. I have a really old banner on Creative Market which doesn't represent my brand at all. It still says that I'm doing minimalism, like minimalist templates, which is not true for now. Like I haven't done this for like a few years. And on Etsy, I don't have a banner at all, so it would be a good idea to create a banner. It would look just more professional. And to update my description, my bio on Creative Market. And on Etsy, I don't think I have any bio. If I have, I will take a look at it. Maybe it needs some update. Okay. And the next income report will be roughly in 2 months, I would say. So If you wanna follow my journey, subscribe, and you can also check out my previous 3 videos about this challenge. And if you have any questions about running your own creative market or Etsy shop, leave them down below. I will reply everything, or maybe I will even create a separate video. If you have any particular question, then I will answer it. So yeah, and hopefully in a couple of months I will still manage to increase my income. And thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.